Want to know more cool stuff like this? Smash that subscribe button for Dude Explains Stuff. What are you waiting for? Here we go. Number 5. Australopithecus, the cosmic stroll, and accidentally getting off the menu. Let's rewind to about 4 million years ago in Africa. The scene is wild, the vegetation is lush, and everything around you wants to turn you into lunch. And what are you, or rather your great-great-great-great-grand ancestor, an Australopithecus, doing? You're doing the craziest thing on Earth, trying to stand up straight on 2 feet. Just imagine it. You're small, weak, and your groundbreaking idea is to stand up straight in the middle of the savannah, turning yourself into a delicious moving target for saber-toothed cats? This was a risk on par with investing all your life savings into a meme coin. Everyone else, still safely crawling on all fours, must have looked at you and thought, is this dude nuts? Does he have a death wish or something? Walking on 2 legs was incredibly clumsy at first. You wobbled like someone learning to ride a unicycle, easily tripping and becoming an appetizer. Your back ached, your legs were sore, and you realized that maintaining balance was harder than explaining your freelance job to your parents. But here's the plot twist of the century. Standing up freed your ultimate weapon, your hands. For the first time in history, your hands weren't busy dragging on the ground. What could you do? You could grab things. Grab a branch to defend yourself, grab a rock to throw, and most importantly, grab food to go. This was the revolution. Instead of having to gobble down your food on the spot, you could scoop up a bunch of fruit and run back to the cave to share with the family. You became humanity's first food delivery guy. These free hands were the golden ticket that got us off the bottom of the food chain. Lucy, the famous Australopithecus fossil, isn't just some old skeleton. She was a prehistoric it girl who started the risky but ultimately game-changing stand-up trend.
Number 4. Homo Habilis, the DIY master and the Rock 2.0 revolution. Fast forward to about 2.4 million years ago. Walking on 2 legs is now mainstream. But now, a new member of the human family tree appears with an even bolder idea. Homo habilis, aka the handyman. This guy didn't just pick up rocks. He looked at a rock and thought, this is okay, but what if I smash it with another rock to make it sharper? Boom! That wasn't just the sound of a breaking rock, it was the birth of technology. Homo habilis was the world's first engineer, inventor, and DIY mogul. Sure, the first attempts probably resulted in a few smashed fingers and some high-pitched screams. Imagine the conversation. Hey bro, what happened to your hand? Oh, just inventing technology, a minor setback, but look at this. And he holds up a sharp-edged piece of stone. This wasn't a normal rock. This was Rock 2.0. A cutting tool, a beta version of the Swiss Army knife. With this high-tech weapon, Homo habilis hacked the system. They no longer had to wait for predators to finish their meal to gnaw on leftover bones. They could use stone tools to butcher meat and, more importantly, to smash open bones and get the marrow, a superfood rich in calories that was previously untouchable. This was a nutritional leap forward. The brain started getting more fuel to grow. Homo habilis proved an eternal truth. It doesn't matter how strong you are, what matters is if you have the right tools. They were the first to understand that to solve a problem, sometimes you just need to, hit it with a rock, but a well-crafted one.
Number 3. Homo erectus, the Campfire king and the original backpacker. Jump to about 1.8 million years ago, and we meet a true prehistoric rock star, Homo erectus, the upright man. The name is a bit redundant since his ancestors were already standing, but this guy took the game to a whole new level. First, and most importantly, fire. Homo erectus didn't just see fire from a lightning strike. They tamed it. They learned how to make it, maintain it, and use it. This was the greatest invention since the stone tool. Fire wasn't just for warmth on cold nights. Fire was a portable security fence, making huge predators think twice. And best of all, fire brought us humanity's first barbecue party. Cooking food was a revolution. Grilled meat wasn't just tastier than raw meat, obviously. It was also easier to digest and killed parasites. This meant the body used less energy on digestion and absorbed more calories. Where did that extra energy go? Straight to the brain. The brain of Homo erectus was significantly larger than his predecessors. Basically, barbecues made us smarter. The campfire also became the social hub, where people gathered, shared stories, probably with gestures and grunts, and bonded. It was like Netflix and chill, but Netflix and grill. With a bigger brain and a full stomach, Homo erectus got itchy feet. They became the first explorers. For the first time in history, a human species left their African homeland and began conquering the world. They walked to Asia, to Europe, with no maps, no compasses, and no TripAdvisor reviews. They just had curiosity and a flame in their hand. They were the original backpackers.
Number 2. Neanderthals, the misunderstood, badass cousins. Now, let's jump to Europe and Asia around 400,000 years ago. There, we don't meet our direct ancestors, but an incredibly cool cousin, the Neanderthal. Forget the image of a brutish, hunched-over caveman with a club. That was a 19th century PR scam. Neanderthals were actually elite survivors. They had stocky, muscular bodies, perfectly adapted to survive the harsh ice ages. Their brains were even slightly larger than ours. They were master hunters, capable of taking down woolly mammoths and rhinos. They had complex tools and knew how to use tree resin to attach stone points to spears. But the most amazing thing wasn't their physical strength. It was the evidence of a complex soul. Neanderthals are the first to show clear evidence of burying their dead. They didn't just toss their companions to the hyenas. They dug graves, placed the deceased in specific positions, and sometimes buried them with tools or flowers. This shows they had the capacity for abstract thought, emotion, and perhaps even some form of belief in an afterlife. They also cared for the old and injured. Neanderthal skeletons show many individuals who survived severe injuries, meaning they were cared for by their tribe. They may not have been us, but they were certainly not savages. They were a different version of human, intelligent and resilient in their own right. Their disappearance remains one of the greatest mysteries, a sad story of a lineage that almost made it.
Number 1. Homo Sapiens, the cave artists and masters of gossip. And finally, the main character takes the stage around 300,000 years ago in Africa. Homo Sapiens. Us. What was our secret weapon? Sharper claws? Stronger teeth? No. Our ultimate weapon was something invisible, but unbelievably powerful. Complex language and symbolic thought. We hacked our brains to create a new operating system. We could not only communicate about things right in front of us, look out, a lion, but also about things that didn't exist. We could talk about the past. Remember that time we hunted in that valley? Plan for the future. Tomorrow, Group A will drive the bison toward the cliff. Group B will ambush them below. And create stories, myths, and gods. This ability to shoot the breeze allowed us to cooperate on an unprecedented scale. A group of Neanderthals could cooperate with 20 to 30 familiar individuals. Homo sapiens could cooperate with hundreds of strangers, all bound together by a common story, a shared belief. We built the first social network. And then we started to paint. On the walls of caves, we left breathtaking works of art. These weren't just doodles. They were stories, hunting maps, rituals. They were humanity's first Instagram story. A way of saying, we were here, we lived, and we saw wondrous things. The combination of large-scale cooperation and the ability to pass down knowledge through generations made us an unstoppable force. We spread across the planet, adapted to every environment, and in the process, outlasted all other human species. So the next time you're scrolling on your phone or complaining about a weak Wi-Fi signal, remember this. You are using the latest version of a brain that took millions of years to upgrade. You are not just the result of survival. You are the pinnacle of a crazy, hilarious, and dramatic evolutionary race. You are the legacy of walkers, stonesmiths, fire starters, and storytellers. Be proud of it.